You want to talk about my ZPAP?
Dubro Utro, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for the boys. Now, we're going to be quick about this, real quick. So this is the Zastava ZPAP M70. It is the most recent offering by Zastava Arms, which is a Serbian company, manufacturer of AK pattern rifles and other things. Now, this particular model was released in April of 2020. And so that means in the middle of a pandemic, while everybody else was passing horrible policies and spending bills and buying toilet paper, Zastava Arms USA was manufacturing these beautiful rifles. I'm going to go over quick 3 talking points. Essentially, it's going to be some history of the company, and that will be super short because I'm bad at keeping that brief. My personal experience, some features about the rifle, and then after we watch some shooting, because I'm going to fucking shoot, I'll tell you whether or not I believe this thing was worth buying. Now, let's get started. So, the Zastava Arms was founded in 1853 when it cast its first cannon. It's a Serbian company, and that's where I'm going to stop in the history, because there's a lot about it. You can look into the Zastava manufacturing company yourself. They have a lot of history behind them because they're nearly 200 years old. Now, if you're really unfamiliar with Serbia as a country, watch a Serbian film. Highly don't recommend that, actually, because you'll learn too much about the country, and that's less than you want, or more than you want, honestly. So, Zastava Arms made their own American subsidiary because they had some arguments with Century Arms. Century Arms was not so interested in the PAP or the PAP lineup because they were too busy making trash such as the RES-47 and other garbage that they are still making today. Now, their first go with the American subsidiary was the NPAP. Essentially, the only real big differences between the NPAP and the ZPAP, and I'm getting this a lot wrong. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a few other differences, but this is made on a stamped receiver, which essentially means you take sheet metal, fold it into this shape, and then put it together. It is not a milled receiver. Now, the NPAP had a 1mm thick receiver, which is fine, but people like a thicker receiver because it ensures more durability and longevity. So this is a 1.5mm thick receiver, which again helps with durability and longevity. Another thing that is great about this that hasn't been done in previous goes is a chrome line bore and a chrome line barrel. Now, those are both very good. One thing that there's kind of a back and forth about that as well. Some folks believe that the chrome lining in the barrel and in the bore is good for preventing corrosive ammunition from damaging your internals, such as your barrel and your bore. Others believe that it's just to extend the longevity of the barrel and bore, which either of those I'm really happy with. I like both of those. It's still awesome. Another thing that this features is a bulged front trunnion, which is hammer forged. Now, also a hammer forged rear trunnion, awesome. Hammer forged bolt carrier, and it looks beautiful. I mean, it's very fine, perfect metal, no casting lines, nothing like that. Now, so that's sweet. I mean, this thing is built to last. It is durable. It's awesome. And if you want to take a look at some of the internal parts, such as the trunnions and the bolt carrier and all that, I had my most recent video. You could take a look at the internal parts. I'm not going to take this thing apart again until I'm cleaning it, and that will be soon, but I'm not going to show you how to do that. Now, some features about this rifle. So to maintain 922R compliance, they featured this Archangel rear buttstock with adjustable positioning here, and you hit this button, and it has an adjustable cheek weld as well, so this will rise up and down to your comfort. Not really a problem for me because I don't care. It doesn't affect the way I shoot. They also put on this TD ink grip here. So that's 2 pieces that are American made. A Hogue USA, again, American made, handguard, and then an American made. And you can see that this guy is stamped with the greatest country in the world. So, and I don't know that this muzzle device is going to stay put, but you know, we'll see how everything works out, because they do offer quite a few things on the Zastava website, such as magazines, furniture, things like that. I kind of like the side folding stock. May change the stock, may change the grip for wood, because I kind of like that look. Another thing that this came with as it was shipped was a Magpul magazine, so that's 5 American made parts. You can, although, order on their website a 30-round Serbian made steel magazine, which is pretty sweet, and it's nice. Has a bolt hold open follower here, so when you're out of rounds it should remain open, which is again a neat thing from an AK pattern rifle, which is not exactly common. So I'm gonna stop it there. Everything, oh, it also comes with a cleaning rod, which is not typical of a lot of American made AKs, or you know, modern AKs in general. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. That's everything I'm going to offer you, aside from my personal experience. Thus far, I fired 400 rounds out of it. You're going to watch some of those 400 rounds that I fired, and then we'll come back to the table and I'll tell you whether or not I believe it's worth buying. So, okay, so we've got the Zastava ZPAP M70 here, chambered in 7.62x39, as you can see. I'll be running through a few different types of magazines. I've got the Polish waffle style plastic magazine, got a PMag Magpul 30 rounder, and then I've got the Serbian, and that is a steel magazine, 30 rounds. So let's go ahead and see how they function. I'll be firing bar null, 7.62x39, full metal jacket. Okay, so we will start with the Serbian magazine. Oh fuck, I'm not hearing. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Serbian magazine first, and I've got 10 rounds in each magazine, and I'm just going to run through them quickly. So I'm not firing at anything downrange, I'm just kind of shooting at the berm just to see how well it functions. So Serbian magazine first. Oh god. Smooth. Okay, that seemed to go well. And the follower worked. It actually kept the bolt open, that's nice. So Magpul is next. Okay, seems to work just fine. And then the Polish magazine last. 10 rounds. Guess I had 11 in that one. Alright. Seems to like them all. So, that's great. Good news. How are my glasses? All over the fucking place? Okay. Now I'm going to be testing the accuracy, because Zastava claims to have zeroed it in their factory, and I just want to see how well they did that. So I've got 10 rounds. I'm going to be shooting at steel down there. You may not be able to see it, but if I don't suck buttholes, then you will hear it. So let's see. Oh, fucking son of a bitch to get in, I'll tell you. All right. And my target, bro. Well, let's just keep shooting at it. As you can see, the magazine works to hold the bolt open. And I broke my fucking target, so great. It seems to be zeroed in pretty fairly. I seem to be hitting high and to the right, but that could just be because I'm fucking stupid. Yeah, I suck buttholes. That could be it too. But yeah, I also broke my nut and shot the chain. So, well, fuck. Anyway, we'll just do some rapid fire and shooting at 2 liters soon next, and we'll have her start it out. Okay, my sexy assistant is going to take out 2 liters and then rapid fire the rest of these, whatever. Nice. Very good. Now dump into that wall. All right. It's kicking you.
My fucking arm.
Let's just do some rapid firing real quick. Great job. Success. Nice. All right. Okay, next target, we're being patriotic. We've got red, white, and blue. As you can see, they don't make a white fruit punch, but they do make mayonnaise. So let's see how that goes. To celebrate America, we've got the red, white, and blue targets down there, and we'll just take those up. Woo! America. Okay, here is our final target. It is a hind quarter of a wild hog. As you can see, it's pretty fucking big. I mean, it's large. So we're gonna see how it gets treated at 50 yards. And as you can see, I built it its own ham stand, or a hammock, whichever. So let's see how that goes. As you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 shots on target. Came right out the back. Got hit pretty good. Take a few more shots at it. And as you know, hog meat's pretty tough, so, and this is a heavy ham, so it's not like it's gonna jump off the fucking hammock, but this is a good medium to test in comparison to, like, for instance, a human medium, because we have very similar makeup as far as muscle and intestines and whatnot. So this is a pretty decent analysis of how it would treat somebody. And again, that was pretty bad on the backside. Take a few more shots because we just don't care that they're starving kids anywhere. So let's go. So more shots on the ham. Let's see what it looks like on the backside, and it's pretty bad. So don't be a ham, don't get hit by a Zastava. And we will we'll talk about it a little bit. One more thing, we're gonna shoot the steel at 50 yards, have the ham, it's probably like 4 feet away, positioned as it is, and we'll take a look at the ham after shooting quite a few rounds at the steel to see how badly it's getting pocked by the shrapnel and sprawling and whatever else. Let's see. Okay, so like, I don't know, what was that, like 60 hits on the gong, something like that. And this thing's a little bit peppered up, but I don't think that's enough to kill you. You know, you can see little sprawling shit, pieces of the jacket come off and shot this way, but nothing devastating. I'm not advocating for shooting steel very close, but just something to show. And this thing is beat to fucking hell. So great. Okay, And now that we've seen this thing fire, I will go over a couple things real quick. And I mean real quick. Do I believe this thing is worth buying? Yes, obviously. Right now you're coming in at around between $900 and $1,100, which is fantastic. Wasser 10 comes out between $850 and $1,000. So if you're looking at a Wasser 10 and you're trying to debate whether or not you should buy that or this is, in my opinion, the better option, as it comes with the things we've mentioned earlier. 1.5 millimeter thick receiver, bulge front trunnion, chrome lined barrel. I mean, what do you not fucking like about it? So it is worth buying. Definitely go ahead and get one if you can afford it. This is not a impractically priced rifle. The one thing I gotta say, the front sight, because the Zastava arms say that it's manufacturer zeroed or factory zeroed, it's a little bit to the right for me, and I'm right eye dominant. Now my fiance, as you may have seen her in the video earlier, she can ring the fucking bell nonstop, and she's left-handed and left eye dominant. So that shows you it's off a little bit to the left. It's not to a point where you're going to miss your target, but it is enough to where it's not perfectly zeroed. That's pretty much all I've got to say about the front sight and the zeroing itself. As you can see, I mean, you can ring a gong pretty simply, no problem there. It's going to go through a wall. It's going to tear up a ham, which is very similar to a human medium. So that is something to consider. And it accepts all magazines very well. Doesn't have any issues or preferences with any different types of magazines. As you can see, I tried 3 different kinds. Now, with that being said, that's all I got for you boys. Go ahead and get you one of these if you can manage to afford it. And if not, then I am sorry. That being said, thanks again for your time. As always, God bless the great state of Texas.